3.1 Practice and Research, Project 4. Through making an evaluation of where I'm at this point with my work and evaluating Project 2 and Project 3, I wanted to just pull together some previous work where the use of the circle has come into play. As we can see here, I use the circle in a colour exercise for contemporary context for my trend books. And I also use the circle for my contemporary context time machine, where I used it printed calico and paint and printed circles. This was very machine-like, cogs and anything to do with the mechanism of the inside of a clock. Through here, ideas and processes, where again I use the circle for a colour palette. And here I'd used circles for my contemporary context metamorphosis, where the circle shape changed and metamorphosized and changed all the time with various points in my sampling. So this has enabled me to go back to more mind mapping and note taking, bullet pointing, and I've pulled out Kandinsky and how the circle has been used within the art world. Now, Kandinsky has used the circle to talk about colour, explore emotions, and it also goes on quite in depth that it also has evolved that there is a lesson plan to educate children with the use of colour, with the use of the circle. And this also relates for later on in this assignment to do with my colour and materials review. Now, the lesson plan actually teaches children to make observations with primary colours, secondary colours, and complementary colour. So even at this point, Kandinsky had started in his method and process, started to synthesise circles and colour, and has begun to get the audience to think about the shape and what colour can teach us. So it's been interesting because in my colour review, I've started to look at my colour and materials, and it will cover things mixing colour, using watercolour, oil pastels and pastels to draw with, which is also making overlaps with my dyslexia education. And the materials are starting to resonate from the school cupboard, where craft materials are kept for the children to teach and learn and how to use their materials in their education. So I think these overlaps are starting to come together with shape and colour, and there's obviously some form of connection for me to now be reflecting back on old work and seeing that I've been using the circle quite extensively. Circles here in contemporary practice, found faces, my textile warrior, where I've used circles, and the most recent use of the circle in practice and research, where it's now started to resonate. The circle looks as though it could be leading towards a communication method or theme, Braille and Morse code, a non-verbal form of communication.